Today, we are breaking down a tense and highly consequential exchange on Capitol Hill, one that cuts straight to the heart of American democracy, military professionalism, and the critical line between political leadership and political loyalty.
I appreciate you saying that and happy to share those reports. Secretary Hegseth, are you familiar with DoD Directive 1344.10? Political activities of the members of the armed forces?
Well, first off, I don't buy into your
yes or no?
insinuation
Are you familiar
that pledges
with,
are being done under this administration. That's
I reclaim my
insinuation.
time. Are you familiar with this DoD directive?
There's never one time in my service or in this
Mr.
Defense
Secretary,
Department.
will you please answer
I'm answering your
these
question
questions?
where politics has been considered for service members.
Are you familiar with this directive? Yes or no?
Which directive?
DoD Directive 1344.10. I'm happy to provide you a copy. There's even a one-page red and green cheat sheet. Are you familiar with it? This is the same directive from when we were all in uniform.
I'm sure I am.
Has anything changed in that directive under your guidance, given what happened 2 days ago at Fort Bragg? Is there a new policy change that we're not aware of?
Again, I totally reject your insinuation.
Is there a policy change to DoD Directive 1344.10?
I know what you're attempting to insinuate, but there's
I'll
been
take
no
that as a
policy
no.
change and there is no policy.
Mr. Secretary, have you ever worn a MAGA hat in front of the troops?
I own plenty of MAGA hats, but I don't.
Have you ever worn one in front of the troops at an official event? I don't believe
aware
so.
of.
I don't believe so. Do you think it's appropriate for the President of the United States to wear political merchandise, including a MAGA hat, at official events, including West Point commencement?
The Commander-in-Chief
Yes or no?
can wear whatever hat he wants, to include the phrase, "Make America Great Again," because I would like to make America great again as well.
So you think that's appropriate?
The Commander-in-Chief has the right, in front of his troops, to wear whatever he'd like.
Okay, I strongly disagree with you. And I urge you both, especially you, General Kane, as we see an increasingly political rhetoric, including from the Secretary, to please, for the good of our troops, this is an incredibly difficult moment, and we need leaders like you to continue to echo the apolitical nature. I have 12 seconds. Mr. Secretary, I don't say this lightly. I have to say this on the record. I think your tenure as Secretary of Defense has been shameful and weak, and you should resign. I yield back.
Gentlemen.
If you're following how the military is navigating rising political pressures, this is a segment you need to understand. And as always, if you appreciate clear analysis without the noise, make sure you subscribe for more coverage. What happened today centers on Congressman Pat Ryan of New York, himself a West Point graduate and combat veteran, questioning military leaders about a disturbing report from Fort Bragg. Ryan opens by grounding the moment in a shared reality. He reminds the witnesses and the viewers that everyone at that table has served, worn the uniform, and risked their lives for the country. This framing is not accidental. It's his way of saying that this issue is about patriotism, not partisanship. If you're watching along, hit that subscribe button, because these are the kinds of discussions that shape how the military operates in moments of political stress. When Ryan pivots to Secretary Pete Hegseth, the tone shifts. Ryan asks directly whether the Secretary is familiar with DoD Directive 1344.10, the policy that governs political activity for service members. This policy is not obscure. In fact, every commander knows it. Every installation is supposed to enforce it. It lays out restrictions to keep the military from becoming a political stage. But instead of answering the question, Hegseth deflects, suggesting that politics has never influenced service during his tenure or service. Ryan cuts in quickly, reclaiming his time. He asks again and again, and he even offers to provide the directive on paper. This kind of back and forth is important because when the political leadership of the Pentagon appears unfamiliar or unwilling to acknowledge long-standing rules on political conduct, it raises the stakes. If you're learning something new about how civil-military relations work, top subscribed because we break this down clearly every time. All of this leads to a broader question that viewers need to wrestle with. What does it mean to ask the military to remain apolitical when the political climate itself is aggressively polarized? These hearings are not just about isolated incidents. They are about the pressures building around an institution that Americans rely on to remain above politics. The U.S. military has been one of the few trusted institutions left in the country, but that trust erodes when political campaigns try to use troops as props or when commanders on the ground feel institutions are slipping away from neutrality. This is why members of Congress are pressing the issue publicly, because the moment the military is perceived as partisan, every operation, every order, and every deployment becomes suspect. Whether you agree with Ryan or Hegseth, whether you're left, right, or independent, the principle at stake is bigger than the politics of the moment. The American military's legitimacy depends on its neutrality, and once that line is blurred, it is almost impossible to rebuild. If you value clear reporting on these critical issues, make sure you subscribe so you can stay informed and keep these conversations grounded in fact, context, and the long view.